forget to light the candles. Chase the shadows with those bright lights. Keep the warmth up through the cold nights. Let the children play with gifts and dreidels. Share these moments with my loved ones. I can see the light reflecting in their eyes. Welcome to the first of nights. Celebrate a miracle. Ooh. This is how I feel inside. It's a light that carries on, and I will try to save the light. Don't forget to light the candles. Every night a new beginning, full of joy and filled with singing. There is food and wine around the table. Our home became our temple, celebrating that it's not too late to try. Welcome to the first of nights. Celebrate a miracle. Ooh, this is how I feel inside. It's a light that carries on, and I will try to save the light. Welcome to the first of nights. Celebrate a miracle. Ooh, this is how I feel inside. It's a light that carries on, and I will try to save the light.
これ帰りになくすと罰金で100ルピーだそうです。
Tay salah sila kerja tay.
こっち。 かい議事堂だそうです。すごい。その反対がインド門。すごいでっかい。人もすごいです。さすが世界一の人口。
Beneath the starlit sky, our love's secret line, like leaves we soar so high. Beneath the moonlight, soft touch your hand in mine, gets me every time. Lost in the city lights, our love's electric ride. You make me feel alive. I know July is gone. You make me feel at home in the neon glow. As the leaves change color, I dive into you. When summer's fading, there's nothing to do but bask in the glory of the winter sun. Maybe this is the season of love. Beneath an endless night, the world spins around. You're there, ease my mind. Like stars that never die, you and I will shine during the darkest times. It started out like a movie scene, something straight out of a magazine. I crossed my fingers you'd come to me, then all of a sudden it became reality. Don't care about no gold, no one else to hit my phone up. None of that pretentious life. No, 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 don't need no pills to get high. There's no doubt in my mind, your love, it is all that I need. I'd climb a mountain, I'd clear the sea. For you, I'd do anything, my remedy. You gave me a purpose, now I'm on my feet. I'm dancing to the pounding of your heartbeat. Your eyes sing the sweetest melody. Don't care about no gold, no one else to hit my phone up. None of that pretentious life. No, 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 don't need no pills to get high. There's no doubt in my mind, your love is
こが大臣たちのお墓で、ここを建設している時に亡くなった方のお墓だそうです。イスラム教は焼いたりとかしないで、そのまんま土に埋めるっていうスタイルみたいですね。
ここに門があります。この門の名前はデリゲート。
すごいでっかい。
Don't close your eyes. Wait until the night is over. I'll show you paradise, but hang on just a little longer. I will be yours, you will be mine. as you breathe. And I can feel a little piece of my soul dying, but keeping it all underneath. Feel like an April's fool, even though it's mid-July. I'm gonna see you break that cool before you ever see me cry. 'Cause I got the tricks figured out. Few things are as powerful as a lie with a heart of truth. A lie with a heart of truth. Few things are as powerful as a lie with a heart of truth. A lie with a heart of truth. Poison is yet beautiful. A lie with a heart of truth. A lie with a heart of truth. Is not a four-letter word. Dude, you should check your spelling. Somehow you get your lines so blurred. And I ain't buying what you're selling.